Hey guys, my name's Dave Goodyear. I'm here at the homestead at Flat Rock. You can reach out and follow us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram and Twitter at FR_homestead, and the homestead at Flat Rock on our YouTube channel. Today I'm planting tomatoes in the greenhouse. It's now April 23rd, I believe, and normally I have my tomatoes going before now, but this year I decided to extend our winter crops a little bit in here. But I'm at the point now where they all need to come out and the tomatoes need to go in. So this year I'm growing a bunch of varieties, one of which is Manitoba bush style tomato. And here's our seedling. It's about probably 8 inches high right now. And I grew these last year. These are great if you want a bush variety that produces a whole load of tomatoes all at one time. And we like processing those mainly, but we do eat some. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about, I guess, amending the soil. So normally I plant these mostly in bed. I do have some that are in 6.5 gallon containers, but tomatoes do take up a lot of space in terms of root mass. So you really need to think about that when you go to plant them. So for instance, these are 4-inch pots, and you can already see that these plants, the bottom of the leaves are starting to turn purple. Sometimes that can mean it's just too cold for them, but I'm pretty sure this guy now has outgrown this pot. So to fix the soil here, basically I dig out a hole that's about the same size of a 5-gallon bucket, a little bit bigger and not quite as deep, maybe about, I would say, 15 inches deep. So you can see it's way down here. It's hard to get that one on the camera. And then what I do is I mix half soil. Now this soil is constantly being amended, but for tomatoes I always add compost. Now I don't use compost from the garden in here, mainly because I don't want to bring in pests, so I always buy the compost for that. Anyway, so this guy goes in the hole, so that's pretty simple. And I mix this guy around with some of the soil, so it's about a half-half mix with the regular soil that's already in here. So I mix that guy around until basically the hole is basically filled again. And that gives me about a full hole full of dirt and compost, 50%. And this is I think a 2-gallon container, so that was about 2 gallons, and just about 2 gallons of soil. So like I said, some of the soil has already been amended, so I'm not that worried. I think that there'd be plenty of nutrients in a hole this size for those tomato plants. Now, to add some extra slow release stuff, I actually put in some blood meal and some bone meal. There's about 1.5 tablespoons of each in here, and just a couple pinches of wood ash just to add some potassium to the soil. And that stuff's really slow release, so that goes in, and then I just mix that all the way down through. So you can see I'm getting really deep here, way down into the bottom of that hole, because those roots are going to go real deep. And for those of you that have grown tomatoes before, you know how big the root zone gets when you go to, dig them up in the fall and get rid of all the extra plant material. So that's it. That's about the whole size there. Now you can see now. So that's a good mixture, and yeah, it's a nice bit of compost in there. I'll just level it off now with some soil that was here in that hole before. And I'm planting these about 18 inches on center, and they will have a cage on them. So I'm going to just firm up that soil by pushing that down like that. And then normally when I plant these guys, so you can see he slips right out. Yeah, the roots are down to the bottom there now. So I normally plant these guys up to I guess just below the first set of true leaves, and those stems they will tend to root. So the thing is that the more root mass you got, the better and more healthier the plant is. So like I said, tomatoes tend to root out of their main stalk, so you can bury that. Some people put them on their side, but these guys aren't quite big enough for that. So, all right, so this is the watering trick. Your 4-inch pot that your tomato came in, you can use this to actually water just root zone of the plant, and it's pretty simple. Put it in a place that's easily accessible by your hose or your watering can or whatever you're using, and you pop that guy down into the soil just with the rim just above, like that. Don't compact it down too much or it won't drain. So you just put it there like that, and you fill it in around with soil like so. Oh, sorry, 1 second there now. I'll put it in a little bit closer like so, and then you have a place to water those plants at the root zone. And if we start pouring, you'll see the water goes right on down through. So that's how I go about planting my tomato plants. So compost, blood meal, bone meal, a little bit of wood ash. I use this cup in the ground so that I can water just the root zone of the plant, and that should work well. And it's a reuse of these pots. So that's basically about it. I got lots of work here to do. I got more tomatoes to plant today. So thanks for joining us, and I'll see you guys next time.